Grilling is a seriously underrated method of cooking, especially over charcoal. Sure, those Bluetooth pelleted smokers are convenient and awesome, but there's something magical that occurs when the fat renders out from a steak and drops onto the hot charcoal. Today I want to go over some stuff that'll really help your grilling game this year and share with you my favorite way to cook chicken wings. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dishes and Fishes, where I show you how to cook and set hooks. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're into either home cooking or fishing. After watching today's episode, I promise you will be a better home griller. So let's get into it. The timestamps for this video, as well as links to all these products, will be in the description below. So like anything, there's tools that'll make your life easier when you grill. So the first tool on our list is a grill scraping tool. Each time you grill, you want to make sure you start with clean bars. If you don't want to buy a scraper, I'll show you a trick later. Next, we've got some metal tongs. This is going to be the workhorse tool for you as far as moving stuff around on the grill. You want to make sure you buy a nice sturdy metal pair. This one comes equipped with little slots for your fingers, as well as teeth on the ends that help you grip stuff better. You want to just make sure that they're metal and strong. Next, we've got a burger spatula. Again, you want to make sure that you have a spatula that is strong. I like this one because it doesn't bend. You can see here when I try to flex it, it doesn't even move an inch. That's really important for flipping burgers and scraping stuff off of the metal bars. Obviously, if you're doing smash burgers, it also comes in handy. Next, we have an instant read thermometer. You could probably get away without having this, but honestly, it will make your cooking so much more precise and accurate, especially when you're cooking expensive cuts of meat that you don't want to dry out. Speaking of which, our next item is a leave-in thermometer. This is key for large pieces of meat like whole chickens or prime ribs. You can leave the probe of this thermometer in your grill while you cook these meats. Next, we've got a grill press. This is more of a tool for a griddle cooking as opposed to a grill, but I figured I'd throw it in here because it is useful. I use it a lot for breads especially, and it's good to just have in your kitchen arsenal. And one of the most important tools for charcoal grilling is a charcoal chimney starter. This thing will save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches. You can see mine's pretty beat up. I've had it for about 6 years now. So let's talk about how to use this thing. Before we even use the charcoal lighter, we need to figure out what charcoal we're going to use. There's three main kinds I found. There's this hardwood lump charcoal. It kind of looks like blackened wood chips. It's great because it burns really hot, but if you're smoking meats like I do, it doesn't burn for a very long time. Then we've got this matchlight stuff. I would avoid this at all costs except for when I'm camping, but if you're smoking meats with it, it can leave a bad aftertaste, and honestly, it's just not worth it to me unless I'm camping, like I said. So in order to achieve the best balance of burning hot and burning for a long time, I recommend sticking with the original charcoal that looks like this. No coating, nothing fancy. It will do a good job. You also want to make sure you have a bag of wood chips or some chunks laying around. These are mesquite chips that I have. These will last you many, many months, to be honest. Just buy one, have it in your basement, and I'll show you why. So there's two ways you can use this chimney starter to light your charcoal. Let's start with the bottom up method. So I put a small layer of charcoal in the starter, then I will dump in a little bit of this charcoal lighter fluid. This is optional for this step, I just have it in my basement. Then I will take an old toilet paper roll and I'll jam in 2 paper towels into either side. Don't pack them in too tightly or else it won't light. Then use a lighter, or if you have a blowtorch, light this thing on fire. Set the chimney starter on top of it once it takes off, and you should be all set in 10 minutes or so. The other method is a top-down method of lighting the charcoal. So what I'm going to do is fill up my charcoal chimney starter to the brim, squirt on some of my charcoal lighter, and then I'm just going to use a blowtorch to light a section of that, and that's pretty much it. This method is way faster and convenient, but I understand if you don't have a blowtorch, I would do the other method that I showed you. Make sure your starter is in a safe area while it gets hot. While it's getting hot, let's get our chicken wings ready. I prefer these whole chicken wings if you can find them. I grew up in Pittsburgh where every restaurant serves them, and we're going to just marinate them with some of this Asian Korean gochujang sauce. I got this at the supermarket. It's a very common, underestimated condiment in my opinion, and all I'm going to do is marinate these chicken wings for a few hours prior to grilling. This is a really, really easy way to get a better than barbecue and better than buffalo grilled wing in my opinion. Once our charcoal's hot, it's time to put it in our grill. And there's a few different ways that you can do this. The most common way that I use charcoal in my grill is through this indirect and direct cooking method. So the direct heat side is the hot coals, which you can envision like a hot cast iron pan, and the indirect side is the side that is empty, which you can kind of use like an oven. The other method that I use frequently is the charcoal smoke ring method, which I cover in depth in my how to smoke ribs on a charcoal grill video, so make sure you check that out. So if your grill cools down during the indirect direct method, just pour some coals onto the lit ones and it'll heat right back up pretty fast. Now that our grill's hot, it's time to get it clean before we put our wings on it. So I'm going to spray it with some Pam spray. Be careful of those flare-ups. When the grill is hot and oily, it's way easier to clean. So then I'm going to use my grill scraper, and like I said, I'm going to show you guys a quick trick. If you don't have a grill scraper, a ball of aluminum foil will work the same. Just ball it up and use your tongs to scrape the foil on the hot, oily grill bars, and it'll clean them off nicely as well. Alright, so now it's time to get our chicken wings on the grill. So I'm going to place these chicken wings skin side down on the direct heat side. So pretty much envision this like a cast iron pan, like I said. Close-up shot of fat rendering off these chicken wings, like I said in the intro. Nice. So what we're trying to do is create this nice blackened outer char layer. It won't taste burnt, I promise you, it'll taste delicious. That gochujang sauce is the perfect balance of sugary, hot, spicy, vinegary. It's just a great quick marinade for grilled chicken wings. Once they're charred on all sides, I'm going to slide them over to the indirect side so they will not be receiving heat anymore. I also have a few more that I'm going to grill, and I'm going to just dump the remaining gochujang marinade over the wings that I seared. And again, once they're all blackened, I'm going to put them all together on the indirect side. At this point, make sure you jam your tongs into the hot coals just to sanitize them from any contaminants. Something my dad showed me was that anytime you use indirect heat on a charcoal grill, you can add some wood chips. So I'll throw in some wood chips to finish off these chicken wings, pop the lid on, and they will be ready in about 10 to 12 minutes. Once you put the lid on, you may need to adjust the temperature, and you do that using these dampers on the grill. The more closed it is, the less hot the grill will be. So I want to have this a third or halfway open when I'm cooking these wings the rest of the way. Also make sure you adjust your bottom damper. If I'm smoking meats, these will both be just barely opened. After about 6 minutes, you want to check on the wings and make sure that nothing's burning. We're also going to flip them and kind of rearrange them so the ones that were close to the coals will be in the back. This will ensure that everything cooks nice and evenly. And again, at this point, everything should have a nice char on the outside. I'm going to add some more wood chips and put my lid back on for another 6 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 165. Hashtag instant read thermometer. Once they have, I'm going to take them all off the grill and I'm going to get it hot again for the next thing I'm cooking. You can baste these wings with a little bit more of the gochujang sauce, but I didn't want to because it's a little spicy for some of my guests. Then you're just going to finish those with some white sesame seeds and some scallions. And you're all set. These wings, I think, are better than barbecue wings, and they're better than buffalo wings, and it's something unique to feed your guests. Now I want to show you guys how to get good grill marks on a steak and finish it with this direct-indirect method. So you can use these grill bars as a point of reference, and I always like to put my steak diagonally to the bars. In order to achieve nice grill marks, all you need to do is rotate your steak 90 degrees after it has a nice sear. So again, I'm using the vertical bars as a point of reference and I'm rotating the steak 90 degrees and then I'm just searing it again. After a minute or two on both of those moves, you should have nice crisscross grill marks. You can finish the steak over the direct heat if you want, or you can finish it over the indirect heat. Let me show you that. So if you're trying to cook your steak and you keep getting flare-ups, put it on the indirect side, throw down some wood chips into your coals, put the lid on it, and close those dampers almost the whole way until it reaches an internal temperature of 125 degrees. It'll carry over to above 130. And that's 2 ways you can finish a steak on a charcoal grill. Last thing I'm going to do is grill some vegetables, which frankly don't need much cooking time. So I'm going to just rearrange my charcoals in a thin layer along the bottom. They're almost out of heat at this point, but they'll still be able to cook these vegetables. So I have some thinly sliced eggplant. I'm just going to lay it across my grates, just like this. I'm also going to throw in a little bit more wood chips here. Put my lid on for about 2 minutes, and they should be pretty much cooked through at this point. You can see they have some nice grill marks on them. I don't like to oil them before I put them on the grill because they'll burn. So once I have these grill marks, I like to baste them with just a quick vinaigrette. This one is balsamic vinegar, olive oil, some seasonings from my pantry. At this point, it's okay if they flare up because it's going to give them a little nice char to finish. I'm going to use that same strategy with these asparagus spears. These are really tiny asparagus. I'm going to use this grill press just to kind of cook them a little bit faster. And you can also use the grill press to rotate the asparagus. Again, I'm going to baste them with my vinaigrette, and I'm welcoming the flare-ups because it'll make these nice little black bits on the asparagus, which I think are quite enjoyable. And they cook pretty fast. Then I will just give them a flip with my spatula and give them another baste, flip, baste, and repeat until they are done. And finally I have some squash. You get the point. Same method. Get some grill marks, baste them, get a few flare-ups, take them off. And there you go, guys. I don't know anybody that wouldn't be happy with this plate of food. So I hope that helped you guys. Get out and grill something, and thanks for watching.